So, we are here today to learn how to read a recipe. You're in luck because Gloria's ice cream cake is the best cake you'll ever have in your life. And if you are good and you learn how to do this, we may just give you a piece of this cake. So, one of the first things to do when looking at a recipe would be to do what, Mrs. Ratz?
To take out as much as you need. Now this is a cake that requires no baking or cooking because it's ice cream. So there's 4 different layers. At the bottom is cookies, then ice cream, then a chocolate sauce, and then Cool Whip. So it's a 4-layer cake and you have to freeze each layer in between. So we're gonna start with the Oreos. So I've already gotten the Oreos out of the package and dumped them into a gallon bag. I've pulled out my cake pan. This is a 9x13 pan. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna crush the Oreos in a very angry fashion that will likely make Scout crazy. And then we are going to spray the pan with some cooking spray, just so nothing sticks.
Which is, right at the beginning, spray the pan.
And here we go. The goal when you are crushing Oreos is to not bust your bag because then they will go shooting everywhere and you probably won't notice that the bag has broken.
He did go crazy.
Until it's too late. So it's not a huge deal that they're completely like crumbs. Oh, see, I broke the bag. But you want to be able to take bites of your cake, so you don't necessarily want a whole cookie on the bottom or you're going to miss out on having the 4 layers together. So here we go. So we have crushed our Oreos and now we're just going to dump them carefully into the pan. We're going to try to get as much out as we can from the bag because of course these are Oreos and oops, I got the icing on my finger. And so we're going to dump them down there and then we're going to kind of shake them around so that they're sort of even on the bottom. And then we're going to grab a spoon, or if you're feeling really naughty, you can actually use a can to flatten them out.
She just said naughty, Scout.
But because oops, I'm flinging it. Because we're doing it for television, we want to be as not naughty as possible. So the other part of this layer of the cake is some melted margarine or butter. We're actually going to use regular butter because that's what we have. So I'm going to take that out and we're going to take a look at what a stick of butter looks like. So on a stick of butter or margarine, it has the bar of butter, the stick, divided into tablespoons. So a stick of butter is a 1/2 cup. We need 1/4 cup, so we need 4 tablespoons. So I'm gonna cut that apart
With a little knife.
with a little knife. And then I'm gonna stick it in the microwave in a little, whoops, not put that back in the drawer, in a little bowl. And we're gonna melt it. And in the meantime, Scout will entertain you with some of his nifty tricks.
Well, we definitely know that Scout, he loves butter, don't you, buddy? He loves butter. Hey, we're trying to cook here, bud. We're trying to cook here.
Maybe Scout needs a treat.
You
I
want-
won't touch them. I'll just hold the bottle. All right, so here we go.
All right, Scouty. Okay. Here, let's.
Okay, there's my buzzer.
Oh. Shake.
Then you back up.
Shake.
Good boy.
High five. High five.
Woo!
Good boy, bud. All right, sit. Lay down.
Lay down. Play dead, bud. Play dead. You earned yourself a treat.
Here we go. Let
Good
me
boy.
get that butter. Hopefully it's done.
He wants another one.
This is the coffee room, actually.
Yes.
Scout loves the butter. Here, we'll
You
turn
can
on.
see the.
That's the roaster.
I'm just dragging the bag on my foot here. Okay. Right here.
Yeah, and actually, we just finished coffee, so it actually has a set of
You see
coffee beans inside.
the chaff from the video demonstration. Pulling it out. That's what that looks like.
All right, so margarine is melted, or butter is melted.
Butter is ready.
All right, and our recipe says to pour the melted butter, the melted margarine, on top of the Oreos, and then we're gonna freeze it. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kind of try to, because our goal is for the butter to freeze and hold the Oreos in place because it's the crust. So we're gonna kind of drizzle it on as best we can, and of course you will run out because there's not a whole lot in a quarter of a cup. And then we are going to stick it in the freezer to freeze. Maybe.
And that concludes our first part.